Happy Thursday evening to all you fine folks out there on the World Wide Web. It's Thursday evening. It is July the 20th, 2023. You do not need to adjust your television set. You do not need to change the channel. You are watching live and in color Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. And happy Thursday evening to all of you out there. Hope you're staying cool because it is hot outside. Hope you're somewhere where the air conditioner is blowing up one britches leg and down the other, as our good friend, what was that? What was his name? Jerry Clower always said that. But anyway, we welcome you tonight at Charlie Platt, the Dirt Road Sports Show, wherever you're watching us. Wherever you're tuning in tonight, we want to say a great big welcome to every one of you and tell you how much we appreciate you joining us on our show here tonight. Also, if you are watching via Facebook, please do us a favor, hit the like button and hit the share button. Hit the like button and hit the share button so everybody knows that you're watching, not only watching the show, but it also rebroadcasts our show on your page. And we want to tell you how much we appreciate you. We love every one of you. Looking forward to a great show tonight. Have no idea what all we're going to talk about, what all we're going to do. We are experiencing some technical difficulties on a couple of our studios. And so just want to make sure that all of you know that we are having some technical difficulties, I'm assuming, with internet speeds in two of our locations. Queasel keeps dropping in and out, and looks like Charlie Platt keeps dropping in and out. But that's all right. We're going to go on with the show. And hey, we're glad you're here tonight. It's a hot one in South Georgia, Southeast Alabama, and Northwest Florida. But we're going to have a good time tonight in the cool, air-conditioned comforts of our studios located in Enterprise, Georgia. Studio located at Thompsontown, Georgia, and our studio located at 100% Flamingo Boulevard, Georgia. And hopefully in just a moment, we'll get our studio back up live and the satellite link running at turn number 3 at the Old Rocket Speedway in Dothan, Alabama. Coming to you live, ladies and gentlemen, all across the great United States of America and in foreign countries where it's legal and illegal for us to broadcast, all 57 states, 5 foreign countries, 4 sunken islands, and coming to you live and in color in full speed tonight in Baker County, Georgia. And we say a great big salute to all of our friends up in Baker County, Georgia. All right, guys, if you want to catch us next week, we will be live. We'll be live. We will be the opening act. We'll be the opening act on all of the major progressive news networks. They have decided to suck it up, and they are going to do a live concert featuring Jason Aldean with the new song, Try That in a Small Town. And all of the liberal media outlets, C-SPAN, MSNBC, they're going to try that, and they're going to let us open the show for them. And so we wanted to invite all of you to join in on that. I'm sure that will be a progressive liberals be one of the greatest days of their life to be able to watch that and to be a part of it.
Queasel, can you hear me, Queasel? I don't think Queasel can hear that. Can you hear me, Queasel? Queasel?
Yeah,
I was going to ask Queasel if Marvin went with us down there at the boat basin that day with me and him.
Charlie, can you hear us?
Can't hear you.
Now we can't hear you. You out now? You got something wrong with you. What? Oh, I told you it's cursed tonight. We got Queasel's having internet problems. Floyd's having Charlie's having internet problems. So anyway, if they drop out, we'll just tell them bye. But all right, Floyd, guess what? We live tonight. We live on the big screen. Big screen. 112.2 inches. We're at Ham's. You know Ham?
Yeah, Ham. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ham was in the Bible. That's a biblical name. Yep. I want to know those boys.
Hog head cheese and cracker bar. Hemorrhoid measurements and photography. Hopalong Cassidy costumes. Holiness hairspray outlet. Herpes drive-through testing and harmonica reconditioning in Headland, Alabama.
That's the only thing they didn't have in Headland, Alabama. Now they got it. They got everything else in Headland, Alabama. Even when you talking about the Old Rocket Speedway, man. But that's great. It's always good, it's always good to be diversified at Ham. Yeah, Ham was a biblical name, I think. Ham wasn't it? Wasn't that
Yeah,
one of Noah's?
yeah. Ham.
Noah's
Ham was in the Bible. Yeah, that was one of
he's
Noah's
biblical.
sons. Ham.
I,
Yeah,
I like him. I like him more biblical names. You know, people
yeah.
they don't name people biblical names. Nobody names a child Solomon anymore. You know,
That's right. Yeah,
they don't name him Solomon anymore. Them Jews every once in a while the name one, but they call him Saul. And
yeah. Saul. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, they won't spell it right. But
yeah.
anyway,
That's it.
that's it.
Yeah. Charlie, you back now? Ain't no audio. uh, oh, and Queasel, are you there? Yeah,
Queasel's out to lunch. Queasel is
oh,
out.
man. Hey, Cindy Meher said it might be the heat causing all the technical problems.
Ain't no
And
heat
it got
coming.
the
They can't blame it on the heat.
it done
They
got
blame
the
it forest fires on heat. You can't
yeah,
blame
it's done got all of the yeah. It looks like maybe the heat got all the internet overheated.
That's it. That's what it is. Heat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
What unprecedented?
yeah,
I heard that
unprecedented.
word one time before.
I
It
will
is.
say it's hot out there now. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's
I was
hot
out
out
there. I was out there in the summer today. It's hot, but I found me a way to an air conditioner. I found me a way to where the cool breeze was blowing, and I
there.
hydrated myself.
Yeah,
Always keep some fluids nearby. And
yeah.
it's like I said this afternoon on our little advertising. No whiskey and no beer. Just water and Gatorade. Don't be out there drinking liquor when it's this hot. No.
It, so, like, if you were out there plowing a mule and you was drinking a fifth, that ain't gonna be good.
Now I've heard stories of that now from mule plows. I heard stories. I heard a story one time. It come from a pretty good source because it was the man's son. He said his daddy go to field plow mule. Said he put him a jug of shine at one end of the row under a shade tree. He said he do that back and forth, back and forth. He said then the next day he brought him two jugs. So he put in one jug on the end of one row and one jug on the end of another row. And he said that wasn't working good, so he just tied it to his plow stock. I don't know how long he plowed, but he said he just tied it that jug of shine to it. And that was one tough human being individual that could do that. And
Drink
he
shine and
was
plow mule.
successful. He went on being successful. Good farmer. He good
Oh,
farmer. But he was tough now. Let me tell you. Ain't nobody now stay in there with him. I can't. George Jones couldn't stay in there with him. Ain't no way. Staying with him.
oh. uh,
But we getting along good. We get along good over here on Flamingo Boulevard. I got my grass cut, got my yard mowed yesterday. My landscaping professional, he came and we didn't work long because I put a hoe in his hand and I had him hoeing around the edge and he really wanted to edge with his edging machine. But I said, no, we need to do this with a hoe. We got stuff we need to dig out in there. He didn't last long. Yesterday I had to deliver him on back to the house so he could cool down pretty good.
so
But
he
he done
didn't.
a good job while he was in. We got things presentable. Nothing like my neighbor over here, my high class lawyer neighbor. He has a crew come in there, man. They take over the whole street when they come in. Trailers. They got lowboy trailers, and every one of them. There's two or three that comes in on that unit. Every one of them got them a brand new Duramax diesel truck, white diesel 4-door truck that they drive. They come in there and they got them lawn mowers on there. And these ain't lawn mowers. These are lawn machines, manicure machines. They got them tires on there that won't go flat. It's a solid tire. Won't go flat. Got a whole crew. First thing they do when they get here in the morning, first thing they do, they got everything got a motor on it. Everything got an engine, gas engine on it. They crank them things up. Leaf blowers. They crank the leaf blowers up. Then they go to blowing leaves everywhere, all over the place. Then they go to mowing. They got two mowers going back and forth. They got two more. They like the folks with the work with the state highway. They got a system, when the folks with the state highway come out there to work. It takes 8 of them, to do the job. They got them a system that they do. They got come out there when they come to mow. They got two coming, two mowing, two coming, two going, two
And,
cracking, and two mowing. So it takes to do that. But anyway, he kind of like he got that all set up over there, and they got the whole. You can't hear yourself think for all that racket going on. They Mexicans everywhere. They running. They got the head all wrapped up, face all wrapped up. They got long sleeve shirts on, sweatshirts. They come on their hats, gloves everywhere. Me, I'm over here. I'm about to heat to death, man, with moody shorts on and a t-shirt. About to
Mm.
sweat slam to death, and there they are over there running. But anyway, that's when you got money, you can do stuff like that. When you like me
Yep.
and my working neighbor over here, my blue collar and white collar, my blue collar neighbor over here, we get out there and do it ourselves. Get it done ourselves, and it looks good when we do it. But nice little neighborhood. I'm proud of our little place where we live. Man.
That's
I
it.
wouldn't want to live nowhere. I don't want to move. That's a fact.
You're
But
right about that. Queasel Charlie, are y'all live?
we
Can you
live.
hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I hear y'all now. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I hear y'all now.
Yeah. Somebody by the name of Marvin Spitznargle sent me a text, and that's what knocked me off to start with. I wish that guy with a funny little, I used to call them go to hell hats. Just don't do nothing else, Marvin.
Don't touch nothing.
That's
I
right.
got you.
Yeah, don't send me a picture of somebody I don't know who the heck is. Yeah,
Was that the picture though?
I don't know.
Marvin, I thought we hold that rope before we ever got on the air. I thought we
We
went on there and
did,
hold that
but
rope.
yeah,
Oh,
but he messes up my whole night by sending a picture in here.
Oh.
Bells started ringing and everything. I've got my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That was my
that's it.
fault then.
That's
I'll
it.
take
I
I
know
will
it was your fault. Yeah.
one time I'll take the blame for that. So
Oh,
hey, give a big shout out to Mr. Jarrett Mock. He is in Benton, not Bentonville. Where's he at, Floyd?
Batesville.
Batesville, Arkansas, and that picture is was taken last night near about sunset in Batesville, Arkansas.
The one behind you you're referring to?
That's correct. Yes,
Okay. Okay.
behind me that I'm
Yeah.
my backdrop is in Batesville, Arkansas. I'll show y'all this one. Kenneth, at this one. Look at there, Jake in Georgia, right there. You reckon that ain't a pretty picture?
wow.
Sunflowers, beautiful, growing in the South Georgia hot sun.
They make $1 million off of that field there, man. You know them folks
Mhm.
down there, the olive folks. I don't know if any of y'all know about the olive deal we got over here in Miller County, Seminole County. Uh, these folks from somewhere, I don't know, from overseas, they come in here and bought up a bunch of farmland, pushed down all the irrigation systems, put down all kind of underground sprinkler system, and planted a bunch of olive trees. And I'm not
Oh,
talking about 25 acres. I'm talking about 5,000 acres of
that's a lot
olive
of
trees.
olives.
A lot of olives. Seminole County, one of the most productive farms in Seminole County, and Miller County, another big productive farm in Miller County over there in the Babcock area. Pushed up all the, just tore down the irrigation system, pulled them off to the side, and put down all this underground sprinkler deal and all this kind of stuff. And set out a bunch of olive trees here 4 or 5 years ago. Well, guess what happened to the olive trees back this past December? Whenever it was it below 15 degrees here for about 5 days. It wiped them out. But anyway, they've come back. I'm referring to. I'm saying this to say about the sunflower deal. They planted them some sunflowers down there now on the Babcock place down there, where they had them olive trees. Not only the olive trees, not only that, but the olive tree. They put these big old windmills up, and I'm not talking about windmills that pump water. I'm talking about these things with propellers on them. Out in all these big fields and all, so they can blow wind around, so it wouldn't, so the olive trees wouldn't freeze. But I don't think they have crushed one single olive. They got a big plant here in Colquitt, Georgia, big plant here in Miller County, Georgia, olive crushing plant. And people employed. They people all down in there working. And I've seen some of them people that work down there. I don't think one of them can speak English down there. The ones I've seen in Colquitt that were building that place, I know they couldn't, because I'd see them up here. They'd be up here eating dinner. They'd be eating at different places and at the convenience stores. Be a whole drove of them. and they was
It's
they was
owned by some French people. It's owned by
yeah
French people, yeah.
yeah
But now
yeah.
they have pressed some olives and got some. They're selling olive oil. You can buy it. Plus, they're selling sunflower oil.
They ain't selling no olive oil from down here now in Miller County. I promise you, they ain't picking no olives off of no tree. And then I imagine them in Seminole County the same way. I don't know where the olives is coming from or the olive
Well,
oil coming from, but they ain't picking olives and crushing olives. Not from what I see. But you go ahead.
no, I'm just saying. I don't know if they're where the olives are, but you can buy their olive oil.
I ain't gonna buy none of that. I don't
Yeah,
like
you
all
can
that.
buy the.
But anyway, they grow with sunflowers. That was my
Yeah.
point. They gonna get rich growing sunflowers. Yeah, have it that old boy. Yeah. Get after that and grow you some sunflowers. I reckon you gonna crush them sunflowers.
That's what they did. They had to ship the seeds in last time from Iowa to crush to make the sunflower oil last
That's
year.
good.
I got a question for Floyd, since I was rudely interrupted in my part of the broadcast by the director with that funny little hat on.
That is a Sears sucker hat, by the way.
I don't care what it is.
Go ahead, there, Charlie. You ask me a question.
When you were talking about, see, I could hear about Leotis didn't last too long out there with the and Leotis is correct. We don't need to be out in this mess, and I've been out in it all day. But what did catch my attention on that was your neighbor and the trailers and the trucks and the Duramaxes and all the two-cycle engines. Obviously, the neighbor that did that, is that a Democrat?
Yeah, he said no. He's Republican. No.
Okay, all right. Well, that's okay.
He's 100%. I promise you. He got a Democrat friend who's an old leftist, about half lunatic lawyer from Atlanta.
Okay.
And he's my friend too. But he's my friend. But anyway, he's straight Republican. My neighbor here.
I wanted to make sure it wasn't a Democrat doing all that, because that would be a big disappointment to Uncle Joe and the crew up there in Washington. You know, if a Democrat was hiring somebody with a gasoline engine, that was my point.
That's the gasoline engines got to go. They got to go, man. They got going out. Gas stoves got to go. Got to go. Hell that.
I got an article that I read just before we went on that I have figured out who is going to get the blame for the cocaine in the White House. It's the sharks out in the ocean. They're actually thinking that off the coast of Florida, and they done studies. This is a Fox News did this report, that some idiot went down there and they're throwing cocaine out and watching the sharks see what they do with the cocaine. And the sharks seem to like it. And then they go a little bit of a fool. So it might be something to do with sharks that the cocaine got in the White House.
Oh, they won't never know who that is, man. That thing right there. You talk about open and close that case. They open and close that case. It's so quick it make your head swim. So that's gone, man. We ain't got no idea who done that. Ain't got the cameras wasn't working that day in that part of the White House where they found the cocaine. Ain't got no idea who done. Can't get no DNA. Now they got the DNA off a man that's supposed to be killed all these women up there in New York City. They found the remains on the island 10 years ago. They got him on a DNA on a piece of pizza he ate and threw it in a trash can in New York City. They picked up the piece of pizza out of the trash can and got his DNA. So that's how they nailed him on killing all them women up there in New York City. But they can't get no DNA off the cocaine bag.
That sounds like a Epstein type deal.
Well, what about, I'm going to throw one more political thing, and I'm going to sit back and listen. I want to hear a Buki story or something tonight to make me laugh. But I can't help but wonder, has any of my cohorts on this program been watching any of the news other than, say, Fox, about the FBI whistleblower that turned out to be gay, a Democrat, and married to another man? How in the world is the MSNBC Coffee Morning Joe and all these other idiots at CNN and even these little idiots at these local TV stations gonna handle that one? I mean, how do they explain that?
I can tell you. I can tell you that because I watched tonight. I watched NBC News tonight, and for
Okay.
a prime purpose, I had a purpose to watch. Lester Holt, the renowned Lester Holt.
Yes.
These Democrats, oh, they love him. All these liberal Democrats, oh, he's the smartest newscaster there is. He's so smart, so brilliant. Just his work ethic is just beyond comprehension. You know how many times he mentioned the deal, the testimony before the congressional hearing today on the Biden family bribery? Zero, not one peep. They opened up on NBC Nightly News. They opened up with the heat, global warming, the heat. It is the last part of July. And it's in the South. It's gonna be hot. The heat everywhere. Global forest fires caused by the heat. They
Yeah.
done that, and then they mumbled on and rambled around and said nothing for about 25 minutes. And then the last thing they closed out with, the greatest thing that ever has happened in sports in the United States of America, is the Women's Soccer League. The women playing soccer with that lesbian with the green and the pink hair, that stomped on the American flag. It wouldn't stand for the national anthem. And she hates America so much, but she don't mind cashing that check, baby. So
No.
that's closed out with. So that's how they're gonna cover it, Charlie. Zero. This
That's
is gonna
that's,
be
that's kind of what I
non-existent.
the
Non-existent.
CBS this morning had, and I watched a little bit of it because when I was coming fixed to go out, it had just come on, and they did an interview with that guy who handled himself, I might say, very well. And the lady that was trying to get him to stumble, she they let him talk, and he, if all the rest of the networks had done that, there might be a little bit of noise going on in this country, but that was the only person or network that I know that did it. See, we can't get Channel 18 over here if you're on Direct TV.
Mm-hmm. We
It
can't. I can't
seems,
get none of them. I can't get. I get Tallahassee. I don't know. But here's. I'm gonna ponder on this deal here. There's not a. There's not. This is a short list. Here's a very, very short list. People in the world that are more stupid and bigger losers than Hunter Biden. I mean, he's the stupidest person that I know of in existence. The stupidest.
yeah,
Hunter. Hunter is expendable. Now, don't think for a minute that they won't have Hunter. Hunter might have an accident, or Hunter might fall off of a ladder, or anything happen to Hunter. They got to have something that's going to divert attention away. They've got to become the victim. So y'all watch out. Y'all watch the news for anything, because Hunter is expendable. Hunter has no usefulness anymore because he's been exposed so much, and people are scared of him. All these foreign countries and everything, they don't trust him, and they sure don't trust because they know Joe don't know what day it is. There's very little that he can do for them anymore. And if you'll notice, Hunter is always real close to where Joe is. That means Hunter's got Secret Service around him at all times. They're protecting him. They are keeping him. They are trying to keep Hunter away from some people who would take Hunter out in a heartbeat and never think twice. They've done it before. They've done it numerous times before. So y'all watch out for Hunter. Y'all be on the listen out because they got to divert attention away from this. It's getting too close to them. Something's got to happen.
mm-hmm.
Something got to happen. They just so much. They just so many things they can charge Donald Trump with that's going to be news. They've done charged him with everything, with everything, except murder, I guess. But here's the deal with Joe Biden, and here's the way I look at it with Joe Biden. Joe Biden could be standing in front of a orphan's home that was on fire with children inside, with a gas can in one hand and a cigarette lighter in the other hand. You know how much coverage it would get in the newspaper? Zero. There you are, Democrats. Hey, call us Democrats if y'all got an issue. Marvin, is Queasel, can he talk? What is Queasel doing today? Queasel, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, good. Why didn't you
Yeah.
say something?
I can
Good
hear
Lord
you.
have mercy.
But you was preaching so good that I didn't want to interrupt you.
Not through.
That's the
We
first
got,
thing I
we got,
heard.
we got to pay some bills.
Ain't nothing
The,
left to do but take an offering and have communion now.
well, the first thing I heard him say was Hunter Biden was stupid, and I agree with that. So I'm just keeping from.
That's the stupidest person that I know of on the planet. He
Amen.
is stupid.
We could
Well,
end the
Hey,
show with that and cut it short.
they
Hey,
might
let me
be,
show you.
but they gonna get away. They gonna get away smelling like a rose. They gonna wind up. Them two whistleblowers is going to jail. You watch
They're
what I
going to
tell
go to
you.
jail. That's
Oh,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Good
They going to
Lord, Mark.
jail.
I want
woo.
y'all to look what a plethora here of food at the Charles Pickle Estate from this past weekend. Look at that. I mean, I'm
Good
just,
gracious.
it took 3 pictures to capture all of it.
Get it all
I
in
get
one.
Get it all in one right there. And then here's another one from him over the weekend. Look at here, what a pot of okra and tomatoes, and topped off with that bacon rind. Look at it.
Mercy.
Man,
what are you talking
That's a
about?
tore up stomach right there.
I could eat that whole pot in one sitting.
I
I'll
know.
just tell
Yeah,
you
I don't know
that.
if you can eat it all in one sitting, Marvin, but you can work on it pretty strong, I bet you. Man, have you some cornbread with that. Woo.
Woo!
What about 12 sides of mullet roe to go with that?
Yeah, and
You
a
better,
half
you
a
got that now,
gallon.
but you
Uh,
better gate yourself now. You better
all right,
gate
Floyd,
yourself.
listen to me now. You need to be. I don't know what you gonna do, but we done had 2 folks here want a Bookie story plus Charlie. So
Thank you.
while I'm getting,
I got to
well,
think about a
you
booty
need to
story.
get your mind right, cause I'm fixing to pay some bills.
Go
But you
ahead.
I know the one.
after what is
Tell
that?
tell about Uncle Dump. Tell about Uncle Dump in the drugstore.
Yeah, you ain't never told that one.
You ain't told that on the air, him.
Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah,
Well, let's.
I
Hey,
got you. Yeah, I got you. Okay, yeah,
all
I
right.
got
Let's pay some bills. Queasel, tell them about Phillips and Holstered 9.
Man, I'm glad I got to where I could hear and talk, where I could tell y'all about these folks. They got everything you need. I mean, I tell y'all just about every week, but they got it. They got any kind of parts you might need. They got any kind of oils, lubricants for farming. They're increasing their things for gift baskets for the ladies. They getting to be a one-stop shop. They getting to be most anything that you want, you can pull in there and get it. And here's the thing I like about it. If you ride by them now, you'll see two beautiful American flags flying high right out in front of the holstered 9. And I mean, they're flying right. They fly in the daytime and they take them down at night. I tell you what, you don't see that in many private businesses anymore, where the patriotic and the patriotism is on display. But I like to see that. It means a lot. They got the world famous pellet grills. They got the world famous pellets. They got anything you need for your automotive, your tractors, any kind of parts. And then when you step over there into that holstered 9, man, they have a selection of guns to meet any kind of desire you might want. If they don't have it, they can get it. They can get it quick. They got a full line of ammunition, any kind you want. Say you as much or as little as you want. They got gun repair, gun restoration. It's just a good place to go to. Place you walk in, they make you feel at home. Sit down and talk. Enjoy being around Johnny and Key, and just have a good time with them. 27 South. Hey, look for the 2 American flags, and they are right under it.
Charlie, talk to us about our good
Yes,
friend,
sir.
the Barbecue King.
That is over at the Outlaws Busted Barbecue on Facebook. Check them out. Coming soon to Troy, Alabama, and to Georgia. Great. Maybe.
Well, We just lost him there. But anyway, I'll pick up where he left off. Our good buddy, Mr. Brandon, Outlaws Bussin' Barbecue. They have a mobile food truck. I believe last weekend they were actually in Troy, Alabama, and they are going to have a new one coming to Troy, opening very soon. It'll actually be opening before the one at the old Kmart in Bainbridge. And we want to just give a big shout out to Mr. Brandon and Outlaws Bussin' Barbecue. Tell you, try them out. Those ribs, man, they are fall off the bone ribs. That barbecue tater salad, they got all the fixing with it. Go to their Facebook page, Outlaws Bussin' Barbecue, and you can find out where they're going to be. Guys, we got a brand new sponsor today. Brand new sponsor this week. KWG Plumbing LLC in Colquitt, Georgia. Mr. Kenneth Wayne Garney. He is an Alabama master licensed plumber and a Georgia master licensed plumber. There's his numbers right up there. He can do work in the great state of Alabama and in the great state of Georgia. And he has 24-hour service. If you got a service call, plumbing wise, you go call Mr. Wayne Garney at KWG Plumbing LLC. He's based out of Colquitt, Georgia, but he can do all kind of plumbing needs from the smallest to the largest. He specializes in new construction as well as old construction. He'll fix things. He'll put in new appliances. He'll put in new plumbing for houses and businesses. Any kind of plumbing needs, call Mr. Wayne Garney at KWG Plumbing. Numbers 229-220-6694. And during the middle of the night, when that plumbing messes up or you have a water line bust, you call him. I promise you he'll come service you. And we're going to be looking forward in the days and weeks to come. We're going to have Mr. Garney appear. Mr. Garney's a master fisherman also, and he's going to come on every now and then and tell us about what is happening in the world of fishing on Lake Seminole. Floyd, tell them about our sponsor, Miss Ziggy B.
Ziggy B Seafood, I was in there this afternoon. I didn't feel like cooking. I've been working all week. I've been hot and I'm tired. And Nadine, she's been hot and tired. Been working all around in the house and here doing things, taking care of business. We were hot and tired. I said, what about us getting us some steamed shrimp? So I called down there to Ziggy. She said, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. So let's get that. So we'll have to cook there. We'll have to turn that stove on. So I called Ziggy B's. I told her Miss Angela, I said, look here, I said, I want me some steamed shrimp. It was the first thing she asked me, what kind do you want? What kind do you want? She didn't say, okay, I'll steam you some shrimp, and it'd be a surprise when you get that. She asked me what kind I want. I said, I want them in the peeling. I want them all. I want them with the peeling on them. I want some of them Gulf shrimp. I said, can you do that? She said, oh, yeah, of course I can do that. She threw them in that steam. I said, put them in that steam. I said, you know what to do. I said, throw them in some ice when you get done with them, man. When I went to pick them up, she had them in a bag of ice. She done cooled them down. They wouldn't keep them cooking and getting tough like shoe leather trying to eat them. She cooked them steamed shrimp for me. Me and Nadine sat down here and eat them tonight. Nadine made one of the best salads I ever had in my life. Made some of the absolute best cocktail sauce you'll ever have. All come from Ziggy B's. Y'all see what she's got down there. If you got a hankering for some seafood, some fresh seafood, something that'll lay well with you, go see them down there at Ziggy B's. And tomorrow night, Friday night, that's a Low Country Boil night. She's got it going on again. Y'all call her, 254-7115. Call and put your order in tomorrow afternoon. Get that Low Country Boil, go by there and pick it up, and supper is covered for you tomorrow night. Y'all see Ziggy B. Great person to do business with in Colquitt, Georgia.
All right, guys, it's that time again. It is Southern Hissy Fits trivia time here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, brought to you by Southern Hissy Fits, our friends on the southwest corner of the square, 109 West College Street in Colquitt. All your embroidery needs, T-shirts, tumblers, gifts, car tags, keychains, candles, whatever you need, they've got it right there on the square in Colquitt, Georgia. 229-726-4825 is the magic number to call and put in your order and tell them what you like or drop off your embroidery items, and they'll get them done for you. The winner of tonight's trivia contest will win a Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show enameled campfire logo mug, courtesy of Southern Hissy Fits, and they are the official provider of all of the official logoed merchandise of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. If you'd like to get a car tag, a keychain, if you'd like to get a logoed shirt and wear it around with Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, all you got to do is give them a call right there at Southern Hissy Fits on the square in Colquitt. I'm looking for the correct answer and your name. We'll take the first one. Correct answer and your name. Text the answer and your name to 229-254-5060. And you might be the winner tonight of the Southern Hissy Fits Trivia Time on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. And our question tonight: what famous actor once had a job as a coffin polisher? Let me repeat that for everybody in the back of the room. What famous actor once had a job as a coffin polisher? I'm looking for the correct answer and your name. Text it to 229-254-5060. Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, Southern Hissy Fits Trivia Time.
That's a tough
Y'all know
one,
the
Bob.
answer? Y'all know the answer to that?
I don't know, man. Who in the world knows the answer to that?
What famous actor once had a job as a coffin polisher? Yep. No, it is not Tom Hanks. I just got that one in. It is not Tom Hanks. Floyd, while we got time here, before we get into the short list, I know the fans are calling. They are writing. They're just throwing babies everywhere. Why don't you go ahead and tell
I'll
us
start it out.
a
Yeah.
little bit about Cousin Bookie?
Cousin Boo, yeah, and just stop me whenever you get the right answer, Marvin. Just go ahead and stop me, and we'll stop that. And
Got
just
the answer right here. Got it
go
right
ahead.
here.
Come
Got
on.
it right here. Mr. Kenneth Spooner, our official photographer, one of our official photographers. He's the winner. And the answer is none other than Mr. The Rock himself, Sean Connery. Also as he also was what was that guy?
007. He's
007, yeah.
Mark. He's not
Well,
the
he
Rock.
played
He's 007.
he
Yeah.
played in a movie called The Rock.
I know, but that's incidental. That's incidental. He's 007, Marvin.
Carl Cressman sent in Cyndi Lauper.
Okay, that could be, yeah.
Yeah.
He needs to be for polishing coffee, but
Vincent Price. That was a good answer.
that's
right
a good.
there. Yeah. Actually, it was Kenneth's wife, Jeannie, gave the right answer. So
Wow.
Jeannie's the winner on that one. Anyway, we got a winner here, and it's Miss Jeannie Spooner on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Southern Hissy Fits Trivia Time. Floyd, tell us about Cousin Bookie.
You know, everywhere I go, people ask me, hey, when you talk to Bookie, when you see Bookie. Me and Bookie, I don't see him very much like I used to, but way back in the earlier days, me and Bookie we were cousins. You know, he my cousin, and we was always pretty close. And Bookie's one of them people. Everybody got one in the family. Whatever Bookie does, he's gonna screw it up. It's gonna be a mess up. Whatever he does, just go ahead and be prepared. And Bookie he meant well. Bookie meant well, but he just could not help himself. And Bookie had you couldn't hardly understand what he was saying unless you really knew who he was, because he always kept he called it a charge of snuff down there in his bottom lip down there. And he always talked like this, because he always had that snuff in his mouth. And I ain't talking about that cowboy snuff like some of these boys there. Get the little tin out and they'll tap on it and get him a little pin, stick it in there, and they'll be spitting around like Bookie he would get that lip like that, and he get that tops, and he peel about half of that paper off that top. He get that thing, he go to dumping it like that, and he go doo. He tap on the bottom of that can like that, and he dislodge him a charge of that snuff, and it land down here in the mouth. He go to puffing. Snuff be puffing out everywhere. He be throwing. He have that snuff. He have that. He go. That's good looking stuff right there. That's fine right there. But Bookie talked like that, and Bookie was always looking for a job, and folks around Cocker would hire him. Well, we had a fellow on the square up here, Mr. White Chambers. A nice guy. Mr. White was a good guy. He run a grocery store. A full service grocery store. You could go in there, you tell him what kind of steak you want, he cut it for you. Whatever you want, had it on an old big wood chopping block back there. He cut them steaks and chicken. And nobody died, from Mr. White cutting steaks on the chopping block. And his wife she was a school teacher, very prominent folks, like people in Miller County. And anyway, Bookie got him a job. He said, "Man, I don't want to have a job." He goes, "I think I could help me out. Mr. White was always looking for anybody. Mr. White, he hired at one time, he hired Sheriff Jimmy Hope worked for him up there. Jimmy might have been working about the same time, but it was about the same time that the Sheriff Hope was working in there, that Bookie was working in there. Anyway, Sheriff Hope would deliver groceries around to people. They would call in and he would deliver. But he worked in the meat counter, cutting bologna and stuff like that. I don't think Mr. White would allow, on the steaks, but he'd like slice. He'd let Jimmy Hope slice some bologna or some cheese or something like that. Anyway, he back there. Anyway, Bookie was up at the front. Bookie's at the front. And anyway, I got an uncle, Uncle Dump. And Bookie was up at the counter working, and Mr. White said, "Here, just if folks whatever they want, sell it to them and write it on a ticket. Everybody charged, ain't nobody pay for nothing back then. Write it on the ticket." Anyway, Bookie working up at the front, and Uncle Dump, my uncle and Bookie's uncle come in, and Uncle Dump he come in, and Uncle Dump is pulling on one of them L&M cigarettes. He come up at the door, stood up at the door, and he was coughing and wheezing, he was drawing on that L&M cigarette. He fried it down, man. That paper just fried all the way down. He flipped it out there on the sidewalk with it. Said, "Yeah, look at that I got. I got this bad cough. I think I got some allergies and some sinuses. Yeah," with a cat on tongue hanging out. Bookie thought one of his lungs was gonna come up, during all that process. So Bookie's trying to get him out of there, Bookie got other folks he got to wait on. I mean, you got somebody down bought him some hoop cheese and got some bologna, some South meat. They trying to come up front, and get straight, charge it, So Bookie's trying to do all that. So he wants to get Uncle Dump out there. Uncle Dump, yeah, wheezing, So anyway, Bookie, he said, "I need some cough syrup, Bookie. I need some cough medicine for this bad cough, this allergy cold that I got." So Bookie's scrambling around, looking around. Folks said, "I need to check out, Bookie. I got some bologna. I need to check out." Folks lined up back there. Bookie, he just scrambled up. Bookie, he just grabbed the first bottle he could see, and he gave it to Uncle Dump. He said, "Here, drink this." And Uncle Dump, so I said, "What is it?" Uncle Dump couldn't read. He said, "What is it?" "It cough medicine. It cough medicine." I said, "Go ahead and drink it." Uncle Dump said, "How much?" He just drank the whole thing. Drink it all. Well, anyway, Uncle Dump opened the cap off, drank a whole bottle of medicine. He gave it back to Bookie. Bookie looked at the bottle, and Uncle Dump walked out the door. Bookie looking at the bottle, and instead of cough medicine, Bookie had give him Uncle Dump. He had give him a bottle of mineral oil laxative. So Uncle Dump leaves. So the next day, Uncle Dump comes back. Uncle Dump moving slow. He's moving slow. Come in the door. He just can't move, man. He swings up. He moves. And Mr. White Chambers had come up in the meantime. Uncle Dump was not coughing. He wasn't coughing. He wasn't coughing at all. He said, "Boogie, man," he said, "what would that do you give me yesterday for this cough?" He said, and Mr. White Chambers said, "Boogie," said, "What'd you give your uncle? What'd you give Dump? What'd you do?" Said, he don't look good. Said, he's all pale. He washed out. He's all pale. He said, sweat pouring off his forehead and running all down his cheeks and his jaws. Said, "What'd you get? What in the world did you do?" Because he come in here, he got me all mixed up. He got me all flustered and everything about wanting this and wanting that and coughing medicine this and coughing. He was coughing and wheezing and carrying on. I want to get him out here. So I give him a bottle, and he said, "I mistakenly give him a bottle of mineral oil laxative." Mr. White said, "Mineral oil laxative?" Bookie said, will that cure a cough?" And Boogie looked at Uncle Dump and said, "He ain't coughing, is he?" Mr. White said, "No, he ain't coughing." Said, "It must work." He said, "It must work." Boogie said, "Nah," I said, "It don't work." Said, "He just too scared to cough." Oh, no. If I got one other thing I got to say, I ain't telling people all the time. I hate to be taking up so much time, but I got so much on my mind that I hate to count of people. I encounter people all the time. I went up with a fellow the other day, Marvin, and you'll find this interesting. Marvin, you and Queasel both will find this interesting. And Charlie, you'll understand what I'm talking about whenever I say it. I run with this fellow the other day, and he had slimmed down. I mean, he had lost a lot of weight. He was a big old guy, lost weight. He trimmed down, man. How you doing? He said, well, I'm dead. I was worried that Floyd at one time. He said, I'm worried. He said, I think I know what the problem is. I think I'm going to get straightened out. I said, you done lost all this weight? He said, yeah, man. So I went to the doctor and everything. He said, they checking me out. Said there wasn't nothing wrong with me. Said they asked me all these questions and everything. And he said, he said, I got to figure. And he said, I got to thinking. He said, out there at Marvin's church. He said, I used to go to church at Marvin. He said, we went out there and said, it was so far out there to have to go, and deer in the road everywhere. And all the time said we were going to church every time and all the time out there in Marvin. And he said, said, Marvin always, they got something going on out there all the time. He's feeding folks all the time. Man, they got ice cream socials and ice cream and pie and cake parties and buffets and feed and potluck. He said we was going out there, and he said we quit going and started going. The other place, he said, said we come over at the Methodist church. Said we come over there, where you go, you and Nadine go. Said we'll come over there. Said they'd have something. He said, but it was just a bunch of vegans over there. That's about the only thing. Get over there, they have a salad party, a salad deal. It's like, he said he did. Said we moved on there. Said we went over to the Free Will Baptist Church. He said they didn't have nothing over there. He said Free Will Baptist. He said they didn't have nothing. He said if they had anything over there, he said just a few folks know about it. Said we didn't even know nothing about it. He said since I quit going to church out there at Marvin, he said I lost all this weight, and he said I think I'm gonna go back and start back at Marvin's church. Said I need to get my weight back on me. Is that right, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty close to right. That's pretty close to right. All right, here we go. It's that time once again. Time for Floyd's Short Lists and More. Brought to you by Berry Hill Auctioneers. Berry Hill Auctioneers, our sponsor in exclusivity and perpetuity of the great, the world famous Floyd's Short Lists and More. And now, please make welcome Mr. Floyd B. Lloyd.
Thank you kindly. Yeah, Miller County Liberal's greatest paper ever been published in America. Miller County Liberal. Y'all need to go online, need to prescribe to it. You can get it online and send it to you. And I want to tell y'all something. I'm so proud to live in this community where we live. In all seriousness, because we have the police report and we have the sheriff's department report. The sheriff's department report, this is their report for last week. There are no reports from the sheriff's office this week, so we good. We safe. But police department, Colquitt, Georgia, they've been active. And they've been on duty. And here one right here from July the 6th in the paper, right here in the paper. I ain't making this up. Right here in the paper. On July the 6th at approximately 8:41, Colquitt officer Shamira Keenan was dispatched to North Cupid Street in reference to a break-in at a work site for the new TK's restaurant in Colquitt. We got a great restaurant in Colquitt, TK. One of the best. Me and Marvin, we go in there, Queasel go in there and eat all the time, eat lunch all the time in there. Family run place, man, some of the best food you ever had in your life in there. But they're moving out. They're moving off the square and got a better place that they building out there. They renovating a nice place right north of Colquitt. They're going to be great. Better service. It's going to be wonderful out there. Well, they got construction work going on out there, if you will, at TK. But here's the police on it. Said upon arrival at the new work site, Officer Kenon made contact with a subject later identified as Miss Kelly Pickle. That's Mr. Terry Pickle and Miss Kelly Pickle. I think they go to Marvin's church out there. I know they do. Yeah, they do go out there to Marvin's church. Nice, great people, hard-working people. He's a big farmer, works hard, they work hard all the time. So they renovating this place. So they They go in out there, go in and checking on everything, like most normal people would do. Miss Pickles stated that the work crew had not been at the building all week, which makes sense too. If you ever had anybody working for you, they come here and work, and then well, anyway, hadn't been there all week. But anyway, she said that when they left, they had locked the door the last day that they worked. Said that, but the door was open and the fan was left on. They had left a fan on, and somebody had come in there and must have just been wanting to cool off or something, because they come in there and open the door and the fan was on. They were cooling down. But I'd be scared too, man. I'd call somebody. I'd call the law. First thing I'd do is reach in there and get my Second Amendment, put that in my hand, and then I'd walk out to a safe place and I'd call the law. So look here, somebody broke in over here at the place. Anyway, Officer Killen asked Mr. and Miss Pickle if anything was missing or out of place. They stated everything was still on site, but a couple of 2x4s was moved. Couple of 2x4s were moved. They was here, but a couple of 2x4s were moved. But everything else looked good. We looked good. But 2x4s had been moved from their original spot. Officer Killen walked the whole worksite. Officer Killen is on duty. She walked that whole worksite. That's a big place out there, walking and looking. Probably had that Second Amendment draw. So in the event anything popped out, anybody popped out. She walked the whole worksite and advised that if anything was found missing later, to inform the police department, and there would be an extra patrol in the area next week. So here we go. Miller County protects its citizens. So if any of y'all out there got anything that has been moved, any 2x4s, anything has been moved from where they was, call the police, call Marvin. Marvin's in charge of the police, and Carl, he'll get on to it. And they'll send an extra patrol. I'm telling you, hey man, when I read that right there, I said, man, hey, I can lay down and go to sleep tonight. I ain't worried about nothing.
What if you was in Chicago?
I don't think nobody could. I don't think it would be nothing left if we was in Chicago. I think there'd be nothing left out there if we was in Chicago.
The 2x4 being.
It's just one of those. It's one of those things that jumped out at me. And the liberal, I mean, I don't. It's interesting, but the law enforcement in Carver, Georgia, they on duty, and they get called to a bunch of stuff that don't mean nothing. But these folks thought somebody was breaking in on them and done stole a bunch of stuff and got out there and thank the good Lord, it wasn't nothing but 2x4s had been moved around. So y'all be particular about your stuff, because everybody knows what they got. I know what my little stuff is. I know what kind of little plunder I got. I know if anybody's been back there messing around. Let's go here with the short list right here. It said names. Here's one of the short lists right here. Names of people that actually like Nancy Pelosi. Name them. Y'all, any of y'all Democrats out there that love Nancy Pelosi, think she's great, give me a call. Homeless shelters on Martha's Vineyard. The liberal enclave. The what do you call them? The DEI, the diversity, the equity, and the inclusiveness area. Homeless shelter, not a one on Martha's Vineyard. Times that a Democrat has said it's all for the children. That the children have actually benefited from. None. Pentecostal preachers that celebrate Ramadan. Pentecostal preachers that go on spring break to Panama City Beach, Florida. Baptist preachers that moonlight as weight counselors. Free will Baptist preachers that moonlight as ballroom dancing instructors. And Jewish rabbis that moonlight as embalmers. And including his bladder and his bowels things that Joe Biden has any control over.
Oh, mercy, mercy. All right, Charlie, I got your weather map up for next week. We ain't got no signal. No, you ain't got no audio, Platt.
I thought it was gonna rain the Saturday and Sunday. Now they got nothing but Sunday a little change. Sunday.
Yeah, that's what. Now that's what mine showed, but I can't.
I don't
Charlie.
doubt it. I do
Yeah,
not doubt it. Sure don't.
yeah.
But it
Anyway,
is what it is. Let me tell you, if it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain. If it ain't gonna rain, it ain't gonna rain.
yeah. It's gonna be a little bit cooler, but not a whole lot. 96, 90 Sunday, and 85. It's still gonna be hot all next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's too
Hot
back again.
all next week. So, all right. I don't know, Queasel. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can now. I couldn't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's coming and going.
All right. Well, you go ahead and talk, and then we'll close her out. Charlie, I think's gone. He must have dropped us.
Well, I'm gonna be quick because I don't know how long I'll be on. Hey, thank y'all for letting us come in. I just been sitting here looking pretty all night, but I have heard very little of anything that's said. I've smiled when I saw everybody else laughing because I thought that'd be the courteous thing to do. I had heard very much of nothing. I mean, it's been on and off all night. But thank y'all for letting us in to spend a little time with us. Hopefully next week I can be a little better participant. So I'm gonna back on out, Floyd, before they cut me out again.
All right, Quita, good having you, baby. Always good to see you and Charlie both. Don't ever see y'all and don't see you none during the week. Always see you on Thursday nights. I always look forward to it, and everybody else does too. Exercise your Second Amendment rights, folks. Always be prepared for what might approach you, for any person that might approach you, or anybody that might do you any harm. Be prepared. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. You still have that right. Surround yourself with like-minded people, people that think like you do. Surround yourself with those kind of people. Trust those kind of people. Always be vigilant of your surroundings. Everywhere you are, you look around and you see what's going on around you. And tonight, when you lay down and get in your bed and go to sleep, you start thanking the good Lord above for everything He's done for you today. And you'll be asleep and you'll still be thanking Him. Good night, y'all.
Thank y'all guys for joining us tonight. Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. We appreciate you being with us. We had a little technical difficulties tonight in two of our remote studios, but hey, that's the way life works when you're working with technology. I want to remind all of you, any of you that would like to be a part of our advertisers, we invite you to advertise with us. If you want to get your message out and you want more business than you can handle, I promise you, you will not regret it. Give us a call or text me, and we will get you hooked up in that capacity to be one of our advertisers here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Also, if you got something going on, if you've got an event, a news item, you caught some fish, you took a good picture, you got something you want us to put out to advertise to our audience that is a nonprofit or a community event, send it in. Let us know about it. We'll be glad, more than glad, to share it with our viewers and let everybody know what's going on. You know what I'm going to tell you? Sunday's coming. Make sure you go to church if you're where you're able to. Today's scripture comes from the book of Philippians. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Guys, we love y'all a bunch. We appreciate you inviting us into your home tonight. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. You know we'll be right back here next week, same place, same time, for more Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. But until then, no matter what you do in life, always be particular. Good night, guys.
See you.